Welcome back to the For the Win podcast. In this podcast, we talked about Sony's sly little deals that they've been making on the low with game developers. Good episode, so buckle up. We're here live in California together in person for a little special episode. So, yeah, enjoy. All right, everybody, For the Win podcast. This is episode, I don't even know what it is. We're filming together in person right here, live from southern sunny California. We're going to go over the top comments of the episode here. And we have Chips Dubbo.
Chips.
He said, can't wait for the new gears. I hope they don't mess it up. I couldn't agree more.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, like I said, they have to deliver. They gotta.
What's the biggest thing that you think they could mess up about Gears?
I think the multiplayer. I think it wasn't like in 4 and like after 3, the multiplayer they really like did a number on it. It just didn't feel the same. So I think they definitely got to nail the multiplayer.
Right.
Because even Horde mode didn't like feel like it wasn't. I don't know. It didn't capture me. Yeah. But I can go back and play one. Like I think it was 2 and 3 where they introduced it. Maybe just 3. I haven't played in a while.
2 they introduced it.
Yeah, and I can play that and it's still fun. You know.
Yeah, and for me, I might sound crazy, but I always liked 2's Horde mode more than the later Horde modes. Just because all it was, it's like the original Horde mode, right? But all it was... Oh, you died.
Bro, I can't even...
All it was like...
blocking me out here.
Escalating waves of enemies.
Right.
They got tougher and harder with each wave, whatever.
Right.
There wasn't all of the, like, buying rounds and purchasing things and all that stuff that just, like... Sure, it's kind of cool, but like also just like complicates, and the pure just like killing nature of just all you're doing is trying to survive in the original Horde mode is like, I don't know, that's just more appealing to me.
Well, it was simple because it's like the round's over and there's like a fresh round of drops. It's like, make a mad dash for this new like rocket launcher that popped up across the map, like. But the wave is coming, I remember being like, "Ooh, do I run for it or do I like not?" Because the wave is coming and the wave will destroy you. So, yeah, they really gotta do well with that. Bjorn said, "I pray that Xbox is back. I hope we are approaching an Xbox 360 moment." Of new consoles, great games, and people passionate about Xbox. You two are correct. We need to be hesitant and cautious in the face of all the good news, as the games need to deliver great experiences. I do think it's positive and time to be happy as an Xbox owner. I hope they come out with Gears of War Edition Xbox Series X. Ooh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Great video as always, and you two have the best insights that I have heard. Your podcast reminds me of the glory days of GameSpot when I subscribed to their Hotspot podcast from 2005 to 11. That's the biggest compliment I think I've ever gotten on the podcast.
Yeah,
not even
awesome.
So much of like GameSpot, but just the fact that it's like he included glory days. Like,
yeah. Thanks,
man. This is a long one. They always had the best.
Well, to circle back to that one just really quick, I think what we continue to find kind of separates like our podcast from kind of the rest of the pack.
What we're trying to do
is like we might not be the most just like hardcore gamers, but like we legitimately play a lot of video games and really like video games and want to see more good games come out and played by and like enjoyed by people,
we're consumers.
I don't have any kind of like pretentious bone in my body about like the games that I'm into or like the having any kind of like agenda or anything like that. It's just like, dude, I like playing really fun games. Like the games have to be fun, and we're gonna talk about it. And I will say when a game's not fun.
Totally.
And I'm not worried about having, not getting a review copy of a game because I'm saying a game's not fun.
I'm dying so much. So, yeah, I agree with you. Like, we're fortunate enough to be in a place where, and that's like how I always want to be. It's like we don't owe anyone anything, and we can just say what we think.
Mm-hmm.
No holds barred, no backlash. And so that's kind of, what we want to do with this podcast. You guys might notice we're together, obviously, in the same room, and we're playing Diablo. This is a very interesting experience because we're playing Diablo couch co-op on the same TV. And so it's like a totally different experience. I'm losing track of my guy. I'm also wearing these sunglasses, which actually work, so the screen's very dark. I
can hardly see the mini map. But
I know. I can barely see. Oh, I see those stars though.
Oh,
I see them stars.
I think.
Wait, do we share loot? No.
Wait, press start on yours. Yeah. So.
We share loot?
No, it said P1, P2 next to it and all that.
Oh, I was like, that would be crazy.
But yeah, these sunglasses.
It's like, give me the stars. Okay, that's an awesome comment. I appreciate that. He ended with, they always had the best informative views on video games, and I think that about your podcast. Truly excellent. Keep up the great work. Greetings from Europe. Dude, Bjorn, thank you so much. Bjorn is a very, what is that? Is that German? German name. Angry Canadian left a comment. He said, I knew after watching the Xbox showcase you guys would be super hyped for the future of Xbox. I was looking forward to this episode. John's idea for the games journalist bio, including their gamer score or favorite games, is great. It would help to weed out the real gamers from tourists, or these people that write should be required to stream regularly so people can see those games they are viewing or they are reviewing / playing. Ooh, streaming their gameplay of the game they're reviewing. What do you think about that? I think that's great. Great. Thanks for the comment, Canadian.
That's a great idea. I think the difficulty is, they're getting early access to the games.
True. They're under contract. So
and we're in such a spoiler, sensitive culture.
Right.
My idea, I would love to have a gaming journalist
gaming journalist.
What am I thinking of?
Where are we going? I'm running into so many walls.
It's really hard to see the mini map. But having I'm totally blanking on the word, organization or company or something. But it's okay, we know, because we are giving honest reviews, we know that companies would probably not give us early access copies.
Right.
So we'd have to buy the copies at release.
Right.
But if we were able to build up enough of a audience that trusts our reviews and know
they're gonna wait for that review to drop.
If we can get people to just wait a few days to a week so that we can have time to review it and we'll power through the game as fast as possible after release and
one day
to get you it depends on the game.
Elden Ring.
We're reviewing something that takes 100 hours to complete or whatever. That could be an issue. But if we could get a reader base or something.
We need to come over here. What are you doing over there?
I can't see.
Yeah, kind of who are the old school guys who reviewed movies? Simon and Ebert, or what are they named?
Siskel and Ebert.
Siskel and Ebert. They would give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, basically. Yeah. But everyone, if you heard Siskel and Ebert 2 thumbs up, everyone knew oh yeah, it's a banger movie.
Right.
Yeah, with with For the Win and turning it into an actual digital media company where we do gaming stuff, and I think that would be the ultimate goal for sure, where people are like we're just a trusted, fresh kind of voice.
Mm-hmm.
Because even like when I was at the Xbox Live, I was at IGN Live and I talked to Ryan McCaffrey. Super cool guy, great conversation. Like that I didn't even record, but we just like chatted. But he also is like, you can tell when I like kind of I didn't pressure him, but I pressed him on Halo Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what does Halo Infinite need to do to like, what does Halo need to do to be like back in the conversation? He gave a pretty like
boilerplate.
I don't know what that means, but yes, that's exactly what he like did.
It's like pretty standard.
Yeah, I mean, he said, they need to get back to telling good stories, which I 100% agree. But he also was like, he gave Halo Infinite multiplayer like a lot more credit than I think I would. I'll torch Halo Infinite multiplayer. Your inventory's full.
So it's no, yours is full. So see, it's player 2.
Oh,
so
it
I
just
can
drops
pick
it?
up stuff for you.
No, you can't. Look, it's dropping.
I know, but your inventory, like, drop something. Drop something from your inventory.
Oh.
So, like, I can pick it up for you, and then it goes into your inventory.
Oh, that's kind of cool. This is cool that they did this. We're gonna like spend the whole episode on comments. This is great. Thanks, Angry Canadian. That's great. Yeah, I'd love to get. We still don't have a website up. I really wanna do that, but I also have to survive. Black Templar, amazing mod. He said it was a really good showcase. Xbox did well. They could have announced a handheld, and I also think they could have a good thing if they made a Series X that had interchangeable cases, so that some big games like Starfield, Fallout, Gears, Halo, etc., could release some case designs, and I think that would sell really well. So he's talking about like the 360 had faceplates. Does he mean like the wraps, kind of? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be sick.
Even just more like special edition consoles, or
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they have so many sick special edition consoles, but they're not for sale. Mm-hmm. They just promo them, do a giveaway, try and get followers on social media, and they send them to Blue Thunder, because I see him post about he freaking got like a Bluey Xbox Series X. He got like a Ninja Turtles one. Yeah, he's they love him at Xbox. And yeah, it's great. What's funny is like, Last of Us, he told us was his favorite game ever, but it's like they love him at Xbox. But no, it's great. Yeah, he was like, thanks for sending this Xbox. I can't wait to like give it to my daughter when she's ready to play games.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, a Bluey Xbox. It looks sick too. Templar also said, this is the last comment. Also, Xbox have got King, and so they should look at expanding their mobile game line with some Fallout and Halo games, maybe even a Gears game or something for MGS. Anything really, just expand these great IPs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some mobile games that are like really good, and if there was like even something as dumb, right, as like, Halo Solitaire, where it's just like they're Halo, because they have the Halo cards. I have a deck of Halo cards, and it's like there's just Halo art on them, you know what I mean? But it's a Halo thing, and there's people who play Solitaire. I don't know, maybe that's a dumb idea. But there's also like all those Clash of Clan type games that are insanely popular. It's like,
They
do something like that.
Reskin one of those.
Yeah, reskin it to Halo, and you're set. Thanks for the comments, everyone. This is how we're going to start every episode now, is literally just reading comments. So feel free to weigh in on your comments. Yeah, we're here.
Look at all those numbers.
John's visiting. He's in my... what's actually super fire is we can see both of our numbers, too.
Numbers.
You know what I mean? Because when we play normally...
Lots of numbers.
When we play normally, I don't see your numbers and you don't see mine.
You did again.
Dude, I can't see my health. I can't.
Can you take the sunglasses off?
Kind of like them, though. Maybe I just go this route. Look at this. This looks good.
You're the yellow one.
I know which one I am. Gajillion.
You have a elixir going or something, right?
No. That's why.
Holy bolts.
I need my attack speed up. So yeah, John's here in California. He's visiting me, and we stayed up till 4 a.m. last night playing Diablo,
Yep.
farming, and
Not on the same screen.
not on the same screen. No, this is really cool, and if I had to do this, I could. But
So I think in Diablo 3, I've done it with like 3 people, and it's just like, it's crazy. But Diablo 3, the camera is also zoomed out a lot further.
yeah. Oh, did you? What's your setting? You know you can change that in settings, right?
The camera zoom?
They updated it so you can do.
Oh,
far.
yeah, I changed it to far, but I
Okay.
mean, it's like
It's still
very minimal.
Yeah.
Minimally further. Like, I didn't even notice a difference, but.
Yeah. All right, so kind of a quieter week with Xbox, but is there? What did we kind of want to get into for? I died. It's weird. You have to be resurrected too. That's kind of different. That is different. I can't like see my health. Also, I have the camera like blocking me. I think that's why too.
All I'm hearing is excuses. A lot of excuses.
Like I can't even see.
I can't even get through this doorway.
Where I sit, I can't even see my bar. I can't see.
Where we gotta
anything to
go?
the bar.
Oh, way back up there.
So anyhow, what were we gonna talk? Hurry up!
I got stuck on a
What
door.
were we talking about here? Well, we were talking. Someone sent me this week a shout outs to Padlock Gaming.
Padlock.
He sent me a picture, and someone had put together. Are we just not going to kill these guys, or what are we doing?
I was getting the shrine.
A picture that listed all the PlayStation exclusives for the last like 3 or 4 years, next to all of the Xbox exclusives from the last 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put the graphic on the screen, but it basically was like a crap ton of PlayStation exclusives and very few Xbox exclusives, and the few that were even there were like not great. How am I done? What is going on? I'm like, what level pit is this? 91?
91.
My character's a tank. How is this happening? I've never died. Like I do 91s all day long, and I never die.
Oh, my mic.
Dude, you scared me. What the heck?
It fell on me.
Yeah, move the leg so that it.
Well, I just leaned on the cushion. That's why it fell over.
So
About the exclusives.
right.
So this graphic, you'll see the PlayStation side has just dozens of games, and each year on the Xbox side, there's like 4, 5, if that. Which, in fairness, like, you know, I haven't gone through everyone and like looked at how accurate the graphic is. There is, you know,
Yeah, it's not like an official graphic.
there
It's
is like
just
the
thing.
repeats a lot. Like I think 3 or 4 of them are just Last of Us, you know,
Yeah.
being re-released. Same with Final Fantasy, whatever. So, but that is all, you know. That's the whole reason we even have been having the conversations we've been having the last few weeks with the showcase, and it needing to be a home run for Xbox because you didn't empty your inventory last
Dude,
time.
I'm trying to run the pod, you know. Trying to.
You
read
got
comments.
these.
What do we got here? You're filling my inventory without my consent. All right, I'm out of here.
Filled it with all the stuff you dropped.
Jeez. Maybe I don't like that setting.
But you know, the weeks leading up to the showcase, you know, part of the reason you're seeing all of those years with like nothing. That's how like Xbox got in the place that it got, where everyone was like, is this the end? Because they haven't been putting anything out for like a really long time.
Right.
Like 2022 was one of the worst years ever for Xbox. Like there was no games that came out in 2022. Like nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, that's why everyone thinks Xbox is, just non-existent and irrelevant until the recent showcase where they actually did some good things. So,
right. Yeah, and I would agree 100%. And I also like what I responded to him. It's like also the other side of that coin is like, dude, at the end of the day, Xbox is on like a different mission than PlayStation and Nintendo. Like they are not. Nintendo and PlayStation are trying to be as like, I don't know, selfish as possible, and they are not consumer friendly at all. They don't care about like getting games to people. Whereas the attitude from Phil has like definitely like it's shifted in the last decade, and now we hear him saying like, when everybody plays, we all win, right? That's what he like kept saying.
Whoa. Oh, here it is, upgrade.
And Xbox's mission is like, we want to get as many games as we can to as many people as we can.
Right.
And Sony and Nintendo are like, no, we don't want to do that. They want to hoard their IPs, hoard their games, and like that is just kind of telling. And so again, we like this whole Xbox tax and all this yada yada yada. I'm like, dude,
so that brings us to
Xbox is the most consumer friendly, and I don't think that's even close to a debate. Like they like you talk about Game Pass and getting like stuff on PC for people, and then all the like if they wanted to, if they were Nintendo and PlayStation, let's play this game. Let's flip the like reverse the roles. Do you think if PlayStation was in the same position as Xbox and they owned Call of Duty, do you think, or you say Activision and all this stuff, do you think they would be like, no, Sony exclusives, PlayStation exclusives?
Right.
I don't know, dude. I think that it's, I don't know.
Well, and you got to look at the history of the companies too.
Right.
So Sony, they're primarily a hardware company, right? So they want to sell PlayStations more than anything. Microsoft, Xbox was like one of their first forays into hardware.
Right.
And so they're a software company, so they want to sell as much software as possible. That's like in their DNA. And then Nintendo also is like probably the perfect blend of hardware and software. Like, they do both like very excellently, even though I've kind of been disappointed with their consoles basically since the Wii. But just in the when they consciously took a backseat to like pushing technology and things like that, graphics and things forward, they were content with GameCube 2.0 and stuff like that. So but that brings us to upcoming release. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth. What's going on with Black Myth Wukong for the people who don't know? You had to tell me about it this morning.
Yeah, so it's an upcoming game, pretty anticipated, hotly anticipated game, being developed by Game Science. I think they're smaller, independent. I don't think they've released like a ton of games, but it was announced. Releasing this day on Xbox, PlayStation, PC.
Right.
I think PC, maybe not PC. But then on June 7th, out of nowhere, the studio is like, hey, the Xbox version is delayed indefinitely. It's not going to come out at the same time as PlayStation.
Interesting.
So people were wondering what was going on with that. then a little bit later, they said it's because they need to optimize the Xbox version. So it's delayed indefinitely for optimizations.
Okay.
So, immediately people start asking questions like,
As they should.
is this because of the Series S? And, I can't get out of the camera was blocking me. Is this because of the Series S, which, it's been notoriously, underpowered and causing delays for other games and things like that?
I was just swinging my hammer into a corner. I lost where I was.
And so people are like, oh, when is, Microsoft's just going to drop the Series S so that, games stop getting delayed and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Then... So that was kind of everyone's thought. It was like, oh, we're just blaming the Series S for that.
Mm-hmm.
But then, just in the last day or so, Microsoft responded to the statement that the game needed more optimizations for the Xbox. And I'll try to read this and not die, so David, protect me. Microsoft responded, "We're excited for the launch of Black Myth Wukong on Xbox Series X and S and are working with Game Science to bring the game to our platforms. We can't comment on the deals
keyword there,
made by our partners with other platform holders, but we remain focused on making Xbox the best platform for gamers, and great games are at the center of that." So that's straight from Microsoft. They said we can't comment on the deals. The developer is saying optimizations.
Right.
So, we don't know for sure. But if you kind of read between the lines of Microsoft's statement, it really comes across like this small independent developer got offered some money from Sony.
Correct.
Said, hey, we want this to be a timed exclusive. What can you do about that? So, I think that's what happened. I don't understand lying about it, because it doesn't really do them any favors. Like if saying oh, it needs Xbox optimizations, then it's like, okay, well, don't you want people on Xbox to buy it, the people that only have an Xbox to buy it when it comes out, so that you get more sales? Because saying that, it kind of makes it seem like
we don't want to play this version.
It's an inferior version of the game. So that's kind of interesting.
Where am I?
I think you died.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't really get that. So the line, I'll admit the lying about it doesn't make sense if that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But what Microsoft is saying and what the studio is saying are very different things.
Well, and the thing that sticks out to me like a sore thumb is Microsoft saying we can't, actually taking the time in their statement to put that little sentence, we can't comment on the deals.
Yeah. So it could be, Microsoft deflecting, the whole, trying not to acknowledge that the Series X and S need optimizations and things like that. Or they could just be like, hey, we don't want you bad-mouthing our consoles. We're going to call it straight what it is. What's actually happening is you took a deal. We're not going to,
And it's in their right to. They can take a deal. You know what I mean? They made the game. It's their game. They can do what they want. And honestly, with the reality of how tight money is and how expensive these games are and all this stuff, fair enough. You know what I mean? They worked hard on this game, and if Sony comes to them and is like, hey, look, we'll offer you 10, 20 million or whatever,
right,
keep it on, give us 6 months, a year, and then whatever, in my opinion, they have every single right to do that. It's their game. Do what you want. However, like you said, the lying thing, it's I think people would respect if you just go, hey, Sony, if you're under contract, and see, that's the other thing. if Sony's like, yeah, but you can't say anything, that puts them in
Can't say
such a bad
anything.
spot because obviously Sony doesn't want to look bad. But we all know none of these guys are playing fair, and they're all like, it's
They're
crazy
wheeling, they're dealing.
yeah, it's crazy that Xbox is like the out of all like Nintendo, Sony, PlayStation looks on the outside to appear like the most ethical, which is just insane,
Yeah.
Like you don't like these backroom deals, like that's so crazy. And I'm sure they got a bag, but yeah, saying like lying about it, and it could be like a half truth, which is still a lie. It could be like, well, we could do a little more optimization on the Xbox One, so let's
Right,
say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
where my head goes to. Is it's just like, well, we can in good conscience say that because we could do some more optimization. So let's just take that time. But also, we got $20 million from Sony to delay the release, so we're also doing that.
And that'll help support the game after it releases. Like, there's a lot of good reasons to do that.
Yes.
Did you die again?
Dude. I don't, and I don't know how you're not dying.
I haven't died once. I'm also using potions, though.
I'm using potions. Well, obviously not fast enough. Obviously not fast enough. So, I mean, are these backroom deals, like, we've talked about it, but, like, I don't know, is it bad for consumers? Do we even care? Like,
I think it's bad for consumers. It's good for the studios to get paid.
yeah.
All of that.
It is a little shady. Like, I think
What I don't like is that they announced the release date.
for
And
Xbox.
that they said it was all coming out, and then they delayed it seemingly like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
For kind of like interesting reasons. But then it's like Microsoft's comment just really like, it's like, okay, something's going on, kind of.
Yeah. We can't comment on the deals.
For them to even comment, like,
I know. I haven't seen that before.
that alone seems like pretty rare that they would even say something like that or comment on like a delayed game, because delayed games happen just like all the time. But like for them to be like, no, we can't comment on the deals that these studios make with other platforms. Like, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's wild.
So yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I just want these companies to just like admit that they're not like you're not a saint, and you're not consumer friendly like you like to play to be.
Right. So that kind of leads us to the other
Let's
kind of
not get it twisted.
Xbox drama of games not coming out on it is the upcoming during Nintendo Direct, Capcom, or Crapcom as I usually call them.
Crapcom.
They've been doing okay recently, but they
Double Star.
Was that yours? Dang. They announced a Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection that's being released on PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch, and it's got like X-Men versus Street Fighter,
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2. I think there's even like a side-scrolling beat 'em up that's included. So I mean, it's retro games. They're all like 20 plus years old, like, or more. But it's skipping Xbox for whatever reason.
Right.
So people have been, the discourse online has been so like negative towards that, and just like, how could they do that? Why would they skip Xbox? Like, these are all great games that we would want to play and all that. And I don't know. I think there's some technical reason for why they aren't being released. I don't know the ins and outs of it all the way, but it's just another one of those things that just doesn't do Xbox any favors when people just get so upset over stuff skipping. I'm not like too torn up about it.
I mean, it's like a 20-year-old game, 30-year-old
They're
game.
they're really old
'Cause
games.
you can like go like you can find other places to play those old
but they've
games,
been
right?
re-released. Most of them have been released multiple times over the years, all the way from like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the original Xbox, you know.
Right.
And I have it on 360 arcade or whatever.
I hate those corpse balls. Because that's why I saw that, and my first thought was like, you could play like these anywhere, you know? If it was
Yeah.
like some super rare, like,
And Capcom is like notorious for this. Like they're constantly re-releasing games, remastering, bundling. I mean, they've got just go on any online gaming store and they've
Yeah.
just got like so many bundles of different retro games. Like it's just constant. It's one of their main ways of making money.
yeah.
Like, it's just cashing in on old games that they just port to the next generation over and over and over. Dude, something hit you
Dude,
hard.
something is wrong with my character right now.
Have you been repairing?
There's no. I went to go repair it. Look, and it's not even. Look, I'm at 100. It doesn't. You don't take repair damage.
Oh. They're just like very squishy or something.
I don't know what is going on. Yeah, I mean, for me, it wasn't like I saw that and people were complaining. I'm like, really? Like, you can play this game like anywhere. Like, this isn't some super rare thing that like Xbox super duper missed out on, and it was some. I was like, who cares? Like, there's a million ways to play this. This isn't some crazy game that you can't get anywhere else. But I don't know. I guess people just have things they want to be mad about. Like, would it be good? Yeah. But pick any other place in the world and you can probably play it. I don't know.
Where's the
It's the
Yeah, and I
it's the
think
Xbox tax, man.
Xbox tax? It's real, people.
It's super real.
But I think also it's like, okay, you can spend the money to buy the old games, or I mean, the real value in Xbox is like Game Pass, and
Right.
that I don't know how much that collection's going to cost, but I'm assuming it's going to cost $40-ish plus dollars, and that's like 2 months of Game Pass when you can play, you know, as many games as you can possibly play in 2 months for the same price.
Right.
Also, the one other thing with kind of like the Marvel, anything Marvel related, is I tend to get in like copyright. They tend to just get stuck in like licensing and copyright hell because of
Disney now owns Marvel.
Disney and all that kind of stuff. So like,
Yeah, true.
just as a word of advice, if you are gonna buy this collection, get the physical copy of it, because it probably won't be on digital storefronts for more than a few years, because that licensing stuff is just like always changing. I mean, even with like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity, like it was crazy how quickly they just like, after a couple years, they're like, okay, we can't support this game anymore because we don't have the licensing for
That's insane.
these characters and da 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 da. So Disney really wanted to like keep control of their stuff, you know. So it's not like the olden days.
Yeah. That's
So
wild.
physical copy if you're gonna buy it.
Not a license.
Not a license to rent.
License to rent.
Let's see how much.
Remember the Angels, Critical Strike. Okay, that's not bad.
All right, I need 250 to get to rank 12. Yeah, I'm one way away from rank 12 on my
Ooh, I
Harlequin
can
Crest.
do this. Yeah, I'm at. This was from farming last night.
Materials might.
Materials might 25 all stats, 9.5 max resist.
These Uber Uniques
We'll
going
upgrade
crazy.
26 all stats, 9.8 max resist.
I just need a grandfather.
I don't know. What else is going on with that Xbox? Anything else? What was any big things this week? We were going to try and play Gears of War, but we turned on the Ultimate Edition and we literally could not get 2-player split screen going because it was like, you need to sign in with this profile and do this thing and do this thing and do that thing and blah, 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 blah. And it just... yeah, it was a whole thing, so... anyhow. Yeah, well, I'm excited for this year because a lot of cool games going to be dropping, and we'll be able to talk about all of them. And nothing with Halo, nothing with... yeah, I don't know. Anything else? What
Well,
else?
I've started playing
Yeah, we can just do For the Win Corner. What's up with you?
For the Win Corner. So since the Doom announcement of the medieval, what is it called? Doom.
Yeah, Doom medieval, right?
Yeah, so I'm going back and playing the kind of Doom reboots or whatever.
Nice.
So I've been playing 2016 Doom. Started playing through the campaign a bit, but really I've put most of my time into the multiplayer. I think the people have come back to it a little bit since the announcement of the new Doom, and it's pretty stinking fun, and it's like kind of just like a breath of fresh air compared to the Halo Infinites and CODs of the world. You know, it's really fast. It's arena shooter. There's no reloading. You turn into demons, and there's like super weapons and power-ups and just like all kinds of just ridiculous stuff. And it's super bloody and gory and cool.
Nice.
And yeah, they did an update a while back where they made all of the DLC free, and so you can play it on Game Pass right now. It has everything unlocked. But it's just like really fun. It would be really fun to get a group of people to
Do a Doom LAN.
log in and play it. Yeah, do some private matches because it's just like it's so just fast and furious. And I really like some of the game types too. They have like a lot of the standard ones, but probably one of my favorite ones is Warpath, which is kind of like a play on King of the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
But the hill moves along like a path, and you can see, there's arrows kind of pointing you.
Oh, that's cool. So
along
it's just
the path.
slowly
So it's
moving.
just like kind of slowly moving through the map, and so you're kind of constantly rotating and moving through the
that's
levels.
actually really sick. I've never heard of that.
You're not just camping one room with, a couple entrances. It like moves to the next
Right.
room, and so then you're like, okay, where are they going to be coming from in here? And
Warpath, that's great.
so Warpath has been really fun. It's been a fun game type. But then they have all the kind of standard, like kill confirmed, team deathmatch, domination, like territories, stuff like that. So they even have like a single life kind of Counter-Strike game type. But yeah, it just made me, just kind of miss like some of those kinds of games with the skill-based matchmaking wasn't off the charts, and like games were just trying to be more fun rather than like perfectly
Perfect.
competitive and balanced. So what's surprising is like the weapons and power-ups and things are like actually pretty balanced. The demons aren't balanced. Some demons are just like way better. Throughout the game, you can pick up a demon room and then you turn into a giant demon. You just go on killing sprees and kill people. And there's definitely like some that are better than others, but pretty much any of the weapons are like somewhat viable to play with. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. It's been fun.
I like that. For the wind corner, me basically, as many of you know, I've been like on the job hunt and a bunch of different stuff. I actually just signed a contract with a pretty big company we're doing like a trial, but it's a YouTube channel manager position.
Nice.
So it's kind of just the start. They're like kind of just starting things out, and they need someone kind of with my expertise. And so it's the beginning. It's definitely not like the end goal, but it is a start. And so I'm excited to do that. And I'll probably also have to find some other work as well. But, that will be a good little part-time gig. And
yeah,
it's right up my alley and doing what I'm really good at. So, yeah, so that is, can I zoom? Oh, nope. Only you can zoom, I think.
No.
Oh, in shared screenplay. So that's good. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Hopefully it leads to bigger and better things and full-time work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal. That's where we want to be. So, oh, you zoomed there.
I got off my horse.
Oh. Nice. So, other than that, we're gonna go have the best pizza in LA tonight, and probably play more Diablo, and it'll be great. So, anyways, thanks for all your support. Go ahead, leave a comment, rate, subscribe, whatever the heck, and we'll be back next week talking all things Xbox. See what this week holds.
Yeah.
GG's.
GG's. See you online.